Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tia here. If you are new, please like and subscribe. But today's video gonna be a quick little story time, whatever, about me going to new places and doing all that stuff by myself, right? Okay, so in the past, basically I have been dragging the guys that I've been dating to go places with me, and that includes, like, taking pictures. I would be like, oh, pull over real quick, let's take a picture, let's go here, let's go to the mall, I gotta buy something, whatever. So I would basically be forcing the people who I was dating or talking to like go with me to do these things, right? Because everyone knows when you go somewhere, it's just like more enjoyable if you're going with somebody or like, doing it with someone you're dating, whatever, right? But now that I'm in my single era, I feel like it's time for me to like get out the house and do things by myself, because I used to just like stay inside and be like, oh, I have no one to go with, like none of my friends are free, let me just go by myself, blah blah blah, right? So right now I've kind of been doing things by myself, but the thing about that is that I have really bad anxiety to the point where I have to like nervous poop before I leave the house, or like my stomach starts like boiling and bubbling. I don't know. So I just have like really bad anxiety all my life. It probably started in like second grade or whatever, right? But now it's like I basically have to do stuff by myself. And then I always think about, what am I gonna do whenever my parents die, obviously, because they're gonna die one day. And then it's like I'm gonna need to like go to the bank by myself, or I need to like go to the car place and get repairs done by myself, and like all that type of stuff that usually my dad would go do for me or my mom would do for me, blah blah blah, right? So recently I had to go to like a little kid's dance recital or whatever, and I kind of was like talked into it or whatever, because on a normal day I would decline things, right? Like if people invite me to things, like my coworkers or my friends, I'd be like, no, like I'm busy. I would just lie and be like, no, I'm busy, I don't want to go, whatever. Because in reality, I just didn't want to go to that place because I've never been before and I don't know the parking situation. And I feel like there's a difference between regular anxiety and then I have like a little bit of parking anxiety too. Like if I've never been to a place and I don't know if they have like a parking garage, empty parking lot, am I gonna have to be driving around for a space, what the fuck am I doing, right? So basically for the little dance recital thing, I agreed to it because the little girl asked me to go. So I was like, oh shit, like I see this little girl as my daughter, I might as well go to the damn dance recital. Like, okay. So then of course, like the mom is telling me it's in like this like theater type place, and I was like, oh, I've been there before because I went to see plays with my family there. So I was thinking like, okay, situation can't be that bad, like I should know where to park and like whatever the parking garage, because I've been there multiple times with my family, right? But it is actually way different going places by yourself. So I basically had to like drive there like 30 minutes away. I was like hella nervous. Then of course you go into the parking garage, I had to pay $5, and then I had to look for a parking spot. And then I didn't even know the way out of the parking garage, for real. I had to like follow this lady. Like I watched her get out of her car and I had to follow her. And then I had to like follow her into the damn building because I didn't know where the fuck I was going. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I don't know where I'm going, whatever. I'm not from here. But that technically that's the truth, because I'm not from that city. It's a whole different city that I had to drive to, right? So she was talking to me that whole time. And then I went in there, sat by myself, and I feel like I always look like a loner when I'm sitting by myself, because obviously I'm not like a outgoing person. I'm not gonna like willingly talk to strangers if I don't have to. So I'm just like awkwardly sitting there by myself, right? And then dance recital happens, whatever, and then now I have to go back home. So I'm thinking like, damn, I can't follow the lady to the parking garage. I don't know where she is. I don't like, so, but other people were walking that same way. So I was like, damn, maybe I can walk with them or whatever, right? And then so I walked with them in the building or whatever, because this parking garage is not like a normal one where you just like open the door and walk in, find your car or whatever. It's the type where it's literally like inside of a building, like attached to an office building or something. So you have to like walk in the office building, double doors, go to the elevator, click the button of the floor that you're on, and then you gotta go find your car, whatever. So I remember that I parked in the middle of like 3 and 4, so I just pressed like 3, and then, you know, it magically took me to my car. And then I remember I basically like retraced my steps, bro. Like, it's to the point where, like, you know, you got to take a picture of where you parked. Sometimes I'll even take a video of like the steps that I took to get to the place, and then I can like retrace my steps. I don't know, it's so bad. But luckily I made it out, and you know, it was like a good experience, and now I do know where to park for next time if I ever have to go there again by myself, you know. So that's the only good thing about going by myself, is that you can like figure it out, and then once I accomplish something, then I know where to go for next time. Another thing is like grocery shopping. Grocery shopping is fine by myself now, because I used to hate going by myself, but now I go, and then I kind of like, you know, you just put whatever in the cart, because you don't have to deal with your parents be like, oh no, we don't have money for that, you can't get that brand, you can't get that, blah blah blah, right? But now I have adult money, so I can go shopping whenever the fuck I want. I could buy 10 containers of ice cream for no damn reason, okay? So I pick up whatever I want in the cart, throw it in there. But the only thing I hate about that is like turning in and out to the parking lot is like really complicated. A lot of accidents happen that way. And then when I have to go to like the checkout line too, and then I have to like hurry up and throw all my food up there, and then I have to like, you know, watch them and make sure they bag it correctly. Then I gotta like do the screen to pay. That's like the only thing I don't like about shopping by myself, especially at like a place that doesn't have, I don't know, like a lot of places right now they have Apple Pay, but me personally, I be forgetting that my card is hooked up to my phone, because easily I could like use my phone, be like ding, you know, like pay with my phone, but I be taking out my whole purse, then I gotta unzip my wallet, then I take my card out, then I tap it, then I put it back in, zip, put it back in, zip, you know, it's like so much when I could just use my damn phone. What else? Going to the club by myself, I haven't done that yet. I feel like I'm too scared to do that, because I feel like if people see you enter by yourself, that means like they'll know that you came here by yourself, and there's like more of a chance of like, you know, getting drugged and kidnapped and shit, even though like technically the club that I go to is safe or whatever. And I should have went by myself the other weekend, because my hair was done, and apparently my friends went the week before, and I didn't even know that, right? And then I texted them this week or last week, and then I was like, oh, like I'm ready to go to the club, like my hair is done now, I'm ready, whatever. And they're like, we just went last week. And I was like, oh, you know, instead of them saying like, oh, you know, we can reschedule, you know, for maybe next weekend, whatever, they were just like, oh no, we already did that last week. And I was like, oh. So that's when I literally should have just went by myself, because I think like my makeup was done, I just needed like to put on an outfit or whatever. So that time I definitely should have gone by myself. And then but the dancing situation is awkward, and I could make friends with like, you know, the drunk girls in the bathroom, but that's like a whole nother thing, I don't know. So that's why I haven't gone to the club by myself yet. But I don't know, most places I've been are pretty chill when it comes to like single people stuff. And another thing is going out to eat by yourself, okay? You do look like a loner, obviously, but I've heard people be going to like Chili's or like, you know, Applebee's or like some type shit like that. And I wish I was confident enough to go to like fancy restaurants by myself, like literally a dress and heels, white tablecloth type shit, and just go by myself, you know? But I don't know, I just like, it's just so awkward, and you gotta talk to the waiter, then they're like, oh, are you waiting for anybody? And you're like, no, I'm here by myself. And you're like, oh, you know, because some people be like more judgmental than others, so that's annoying. But going out to eat by myself, I don't really do that. Like, if anything, I would rather just go through the drive-through and then park somewhere and then eat in my car, right? Like, that's just less of a chance of human interaction rather than like staying in the restaurant, and then you gotta ask them like, oh, can I have extra sauce, can I get a refill, blah blah blah, talking to the waitress and like more contact with people, right? So I would just rather eat in my car, right? So I'm trying to start doing that. That might be my next step, like go to like a tiny restaurant and just sit in there and eat my food in by myself, rather than like sit in my hot car or whatever. At least I could sit somewhere that has, you know, AC and all that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just hate going by myself. I hate having anxiety, having to deal with people, blah. I just hate all that. Yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Bye.